So you've been looking for a PE curriculum, something to incorporate physical activity and education into your home, and you settled on the program F.O.R.M, but you're a little confused. You're unsure what components should you use and how do you get the most out of this program. Well, today I'm going to share with you guys everything you need to know about the program F.O.R.M, and I'm going to help you, give you some tips and tools so that you can utilize this program to its fullest extent, because there really is a lot you can do with this program. So let's get started. If you've been looking at it for a while, you probably know that F.O.R.M is something that you purchase once and you get for a lifetime. You also get multiple age levels. So you get their elementary program and then their middle school, high school program. I would encourage you to really focus on this element, because as we dive deeper into what all is involved in the program and what different pieces that you can incorporate into your year, I would just encourage you to think about the longevity of the program and understand you don't have to use all of these elements at once. There's a lot of repeat value to this program, and I would encourage you to maybe start small and simple and then build on it year by year as your kids get older or as you're going into the program further, to kind of expound it and grow and get your biggest bang for your buck when you use this program continually year after year. But we'll get more into that here in just a second. The second thing you need to know is that F.O.R.M, F-O-R-M, stands for 4 different things. We have functional fitness, optimal nutrition, looking at how we can fuel our body with food, rest and recovery, how we can take care of our bodies well when it comes to both our rest physically and mentally, and multiplied maintenance, which is just that idea of finding ways to incorporate a healthy lifestyle for the rest of your life. What can you do now that will benefit you in the future? These 4 letters represent the 4 sections of F.O.R.M. And then within these 4 sections, you will have a breakdown of lessons and topics that you will cover under each of them. There is a bonus section, which is important to know about, that dives a little deeper into maybe some headier topics. I appreciate they put this in a separate section so that you as the parent can go over this and decide if you want to have your children go through this material now or wait until a little bit later. These are things such as substance abuse, the importance of understanding addiction and how to avoid it, a section on sex education, and general relationships. So I really appreciate the fact that the 4 main sections is the bulk and majority of the curriculum, but they have those supplemental resources that you can choose to use or not, depending on your child and their developmental readiness. With each of these 4 major categories, you are going to see a wide variety of different resources that you can use in your homeschool. The first one is their educational videos. These are their fun, engaging videos that are hand-drawn and have tons of information and valuable facts for your kids. I cannot tell you how much we have loved these educational videos. They are probably my favorite portion of the program and have not only taught my kids a lot, but have taught me a lot. They are healthy and balanced when it comes to the importance of movement and good food and rest and all of those things in our home, but never towards a vanity perspective of trying to get stronger or trying to look better, but instead trying to be good stewards of the body that God has given us, and how can we make choices today that will help improve our lives long term. So I really love these lessons, and they're very easy to do. You can put them on for your kids and they will get a lot from them. To go along with these video lessons, there is a teacher workbook that has summaries of these videos in case you don't watch them with your kids, so you can know what they've learned. It has questions that you can discuss with your children, and even action steps that you can choose to implement when it comes to the lessons to get further application into these topics that they're learning about. They offer a devotional around each of these lessons as well, so that you can dig a little bit into what God's word says about each of these topics. We don't currently use this section of the program just because we have a lot of other Bible resources that we are using in our home on a daily basis, but that is an option that is available to you if you want to add that on. Another option that you have to incorporate into these lessons is that you have a movement section. This includes 3 videos. One is a warm-up video, One is a cool down video, and then the video in between is the actual workouts that you can focus on. Now, the video itself is going over what are the different movements that you're going to use in your workout for that week, and it's going through how to do them properly. What is the proper form, and what is maybe the areas where you would typically try to do this, but you need to be careful not to put certain strain on this muscle. So it'll say, do this, don't do that. I find these videos to be very, very helpful. Now, the way that they're designed is that the warm-up video, you do it along with the video. The cool-down video, you do it along with the video. But for the actual workout program, it is that instruction period of understanding each of those different exercise pieces. Then under that video, you will see a selection of ways that you can mix and match this depending on your child's age level and ability level. If you want to make it more challenging, you're going to do more reps of these particular exercises. Or if you want to make it a little bit easier, you're going to choose that route as well. These workouts are ones that we enjoy doing, and we have added these into our rotation. So we watch the video at the beginning of the week, and that's sort of our topic that we're discussing all week long. And then they are doing these workouts for an entire week. You could change this up and use this in lots of different ways. Maybe you just do the workouts and you practice this for a week or a month. Maybe it's something that you just want to give some exposure to different kind of workouts and see which movements are most helpful to help you meet your long-term goals. However you want to use these movement pieces, it is incredibly beneficial, the amount of information that they offer here in these programs. And they have some other areas where there are movement opportunities, but we'll get to that here in a second. The final regular component is the assessments section. This is a quick online quiz that your child can take at the end of each section to check for understanding. I just have my kids do this verbally. We do it all together as a group, but you could have your child do it individually if you would prefer. There's also an assessment at the beginning, middle, and end of the program, optionally, that you can choose to do just to understand your child's current activity level and maybe how much they know about the material they're about to go into. And it can be something that can be helpful. We haven't chosen to do this at the beginning, middle, and end, but I did have my older 3 teens fill out the Google Forms to do these tests at the beginning of the year, and then I will have them do that at the end of the year just to kind of see how their lives have changed after learning this information. Those are a lot of different elements within each of these lessons. So how many lessons do you do in a week or in a month? How do you set this up for your homeschool? Well, you can choose to do this in whatever way fits your schedules and needs the best. And that's why I love it, is because it is so flexible and customizable to your family. We currently do 1 lesson a week, and so we will cover the entire material in a year. We are able then to watch those video lessons, we have them work out, and then we do those assessments as a group all together. But you can also do this on an expedited schedule if you wanted to, especially if you weren't using all the elements of the program. You could do something like 2 lessons a week and complete it in a semester. And they even have a suggested schedule if you're looking at including this over the summer and looking to do this in a shorter span of maybe 6 to 8 weeks. You could do 1 lesson a day. Now that would be a lot of information to be consuming, but it definitely could be a great overview if you're wanting to get that in for your family or looking for a fun thing to include in your summer. But that is just what is included in the typical lessons for your homeschool. There's actually files that you will have access to with so many additional pieces that you can add to this puzzle to customize it to work best for your family. What I love is for the high school section in particular, there is additional challenges or extension activities that they can do, research projects that they can be involved in. There's different challenges they can do in their own life to make better healthy habits. For all ages, they do have some challenges, things like eating challenges that you can do to track what you're eating to eat healthier. There are ones that you can keep track of how much sleep you're getting, and so on and so forth. So these could be fun things to insert either alongside the lessons, or maybe in a particular year, you're not doing the entire curriculum, but you just want to insert these challenges to reinforce what they've learned previously. It can be incredibly, incredibly helpful. My kids enjoy the fact that they have optional note pages that you can print out to use alongside those videos. So for my high schoolers and middle schoolers, we have this printed off for the year, and my kids, as they're watching the video, will fill in the blanks. And then when we're doing those discussion questions, we'll make sure that they got each of those answers and have understanding. It's also a great thing to add in for their portfolios. And I really, really love that piece of that there are all these extras that we can utilize. This is enough to count as a high school credit of PE in most states. Of course, you're going to want to check your specific state's requirements to make sure that it ticks all of the boxes, but I would be shocked if it did not. It'll just help you to know more so what elements you want to make sure to include to get that full credit or half credit depending on what you are going for. Also included in those supplemental resources in the file section, you will also see personalized workout plans that you can do for your kids. We originally were having all of my kids join in for those weekly workouts that were included in the lessons, but there was a lot more diversity there in options, which I loved, but my teens were kind of looking for something more consistent that they could build on that would help them to accomplish their goals. So with that, in those resource sections, you can actually find a customized program. You simply go in and see what is your level of intensity that you're looking for, what kind of equipment are you looking for, time frames, things like that, and then it will give you a personalized plan that you can work on to kind of build, whether you're trying to build strength or endurance or whatnot. So my kids really have enjoyed that, and so my teens have switched over to doing those programs on a regular basis instead of doing the videos. I personally recommend when you're going into F.O.R.M is to understand what are you hoping to get out of it this year, and are you looking to make it a one-year curriculum or have something that you revisit often, whether it's yearly, whether it's something that you're going to just revisit these topics every couple of years, or you're maybe going to use with your younger kids right now, and then as they get older, you'll take them into the middle school, high school section of it. You decide what works best for you and your family. But by deciding what those goals are, if you're just wanting a general overview and understanding of healthy living and how to take care of our body and our minds, then I would recommend just starting with those educational videos and just starting at that base level. If you were looking for the full-blown curriculum, add on the things like the workouts, all of the discussions, and maybe some of the projects as well. And if you're looking for something in between, then pick and choose those resources that help you accomplish that goal best. I promise you, you're going to love this program. It is so affordably priced, especially considering the fact that you purchased it once, you get it for a lifetime, and you can use it with all of your children. And then it comes from a biblical perspective is so important to me because I want my kids to understand how to take care of their bodies that God has given them and how to understand how God has designed our bodies to work in a specific way. And if we don't use those muscles or we don't use those resources that He's given us, we can be less effective later in life. Having families, members in our family that have special needs and have things like arthritis, it was also fun to see how these things reinforce things that their physical therapists or their doctors were telling them as well. If you haven't checked out F.O.R.M, check out the link down below and see more about it. And if you have other questions, let me know down in the comments.